Welcome everyone!
Hello.
We are the Grin brothers and we're continuing our playthrough of Kirby Star Allies.
That
Nature's Navel is
stage.
interestingly named stage, gotta admit.
I wonder what the actual like geometry and geographical style of
Popstar
is, because it's a goddamn mess. Alas, wing. I am mouse.
We apparently don't need hammer, so.
No.
But... Actually, hold on. There we go.
I always really liked Wing's design, both as bird and as.
No one has the Indian markings on Kirby though.
No, it's just got the headdress.
Same. I miss Rock's old design for Kirby. You know, the feathered hat sort of thing.
Yeah.
It's kind of strange. Like there's sort of like attempts to be, not non-offensive sort of thing. Feels like more like just erasing any point of where the cultures are actually represented.
Yeah.
Which feels like, well, at that point they just don't exist. Which sounds worse.
They don't exist, Liam.
Like it's like wouldn't it be better if they actually are present in some form? I mean, there's a reason some of these stereotypes exist. In fact, what stereotype is Rock presenting? It's like, good, the in Native Americans' headdress power gives you the power to turn to a stone.
Yeah.
But yeah,
the simple solution, Liam, is by having him in the game, you're being racist as it's a stereotype. By not having them in the game, you're whitewashing and you're scum. So, once again, my relatively solid theory, you can never win, proves correct.
Something that, it's something that annoys me, but also kind of interesting. Tumblr will often have these things trying to identify certain characters as such and such. Sort of like race or all that. Oh no, you apparently need Bugsy. There we go. Like Tumblr would identify characters like this character's autistic of the week, or this character's gay of the week, or non-binary. And sometimes there are characters which are feels like some thought has actually gone into it.
Yeah.
Where it's like, what, it could be argued that they are, sort of thing. They have a degree of it. But a lot of the times, kind of the problem is they ignore the actual canon examples.
Yeah.
For instance, an example of a non-binary character, Kirby. He's not actually boy or girl. The only reason that he is used is because there's no Japanese English equivalent for the Japanese term.
Yeah.
As in
it doesn't
pre-established. The Japanese term for Kirby is a gender-neutral expression.
Yeah.
Kirby has no predefined gender and can be considered boy or girl.
And back at the time, using it or they is probably considered offensive.
Well, it just kind of sounds like offensive in general. They just sound stupid.
Well,
but to be fair, at least the millennial community managed to make an even worse expression to make they somehow better when they introduced they.
Them and there.
So maybe that's the key to making things acceptable. Make even worse expressions. So somehow you become more acceptable of the previously bad expressions.
It looks kind of like he's laughing at us. I don't even remember how to jump half the time.
You'll enjoy this. A funny little thing that's been popping up in my videos recently has been Scooby-Doo clips. Based off the Mystery Incorporated show. All based around where they had to try to give Fred more of a personality.
Yeah.
Which, admittedly, I did think they did a good job in What's New Scooby-Doo and having him, be more about the mystery machine, the van and all that.
Oh wait, I have melee attacks.
But, of course, in Mystery Incorporated, they had him obsessed with traps. And oh gosh, it's been an internet goldmine.
Oh, I've got Cutter's melee combo.
Because there's been just constant videos now of Fred expressing his love for traps. I can love traps and Daphne! and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And,
Fred loves traps.
yeah, it's like people have just edited so much of it. Yeah, and like him talking to his father. Look, kids my age don't enjoy politics. They enjoy traps. And you just got the father sort of silent. Him having a magazine of Traps Incorporated, and it's now a trap magazine. Yeah. And it's just hilarious.
Ow.
Darn it.
Dogs, shush!
Yeah, my final thing I wanted to mention about Dead or Alive, though, is whilst I haven't completed it, I've finally gone around to playing some of the story mode of Dead or Alive 6.
Yeah.
Until recently, until actually this morning, I was going to say that it is better than Dead or Alive 5's story. And I guess I'll still say that it's better, but it's also not as good as I was hoping. It really does feel they kind of let down the quality later on.
Yeah.
But Dead or Alive 6's story mode has once again reminded me as to, well, actually really the entire Dead or Alive series in general, where it's best at.
What?
Dead or Alive's, like, you know, the problem with Dead or Alive 6's messaging is they try to make them serious and tournament friendly, sort of thing. The same thing applies for the story of Dead or Alive 6. It's at its best, literally, when it's just the characters goofing up together.
Yeah.
Like, there's little trivia sections, like, you know, little miscellaneous sections of, like, Lei Fang trying to do a challenge letter for Zhang Li and Hitomi commenting that it actually sounds more like a love letter. Or stuff like where Elliot's talking to Mila and needing some training equipment, and Mila's just handing her Bass merchandise. And the only one that Elliot accepts is the Bass brand of milk.
I love the fact that Bass has branded milk.
And it's just like, you got Elliot Frank goes, have these Bass branded drum bells, and you got Elliot's like, please, can I not? And another example, to showcase, and kind of the core problem, a problem that's actually always existed with Dead or Alive, though at least thankfully no longer in a gameplay sense anymore.
Yeah.
Which of these sounds like the better scene? Neo Tengu goes up against Ryu Hayabusa. Serious talk, I heard you took down, you're legendary in the Tengu world. Ryu Hayabusa fights Neo Tengu and then puts a sword to her throat and says, if you appear again, I'll kill you, sort of thing. Or Neo Tengu and Brad Wong fighting over wine and then just drinking it together afterwards.
Of course, wine.
Like,
any scene with Brad Wong, really.
Like, almost every scene with the ninjas is more boring.
Oh yeah, because they're ninjas.
One
It's a weird statement to say aloud.
And because they don't actually do anything fun with them. Like, one scene, Harte goes to pick a fight with Rig because, you know, Rig attacked him and beat the ever-living heck out of him in Dead or Alive 5.
Yeah, apparently Rig is super strong.
And super evil, sort of thing.
Because he trained with Bass.
Rig is also Bass's friend, though. And you got Hayate attack Rig. Rig gets beaten up, not knowing who the heck Hayate is. When Bass comes along. Now, in that scene, it's just like Bass says, "Oi, what are you doing, ninja boy?" And then he leaves.
Huh.
Do we need... I'm assuming we need whip here. But we want to know if... Actually, wait, you can do the fire thing. Hold on. Pretty Bioshock. There we go. Okay, not a fan of this power, but oh well. There we go.
That's wind.
That's wind. There we go. Like, in a better way of doing the scene, how the scene would go is instead of Bass just like yelling at Hayate, "Oi, leave him alone," and Hayate just leaves, Bass would have come in and just like, you know, lariated
Hayate. Him.
You know, and there'd have been a fight. But there's not really any fight with the ninjas, aside from when it gets to the end of plot thing where apparently basically the consistent. I guess the other problem is that the plot seems to follow the same sort of theme of Dead or Alive 5. How Kazumi is actually barely relevant in most of the plot until Hayate and Ayane eventually screw up, and the Kazumi has to kind of fix all the problems.
Yeah.
Which is happening. Like, Ayane's like, Marie Rose, you're not good enough to protect Hanoka, and Marie Rose is, what are you trying to do, sort of thing, because rather than explaining things, Ayane's just like, I'm going to take Hanoka, sort of thing. And Marie Rose is, I'm not going to let you kidnap my friend.
Yeah.
And whilst they're fighting, Christy just pops up behind and kidnaps Hanoka.
Can't Hanoka fight?
She can, but she just gets grabbed from behind and taken off.
Okay. Guess I'll die then.
Yeah. And it's like, Ayane, what the heck were you doing? Ayane's like going, you can't blame other people for your fault. And Marie Rose is like, you're the reason she got kidnapped!
Yeah,
it's
entirely.
Like, entirely. Yeah, that's exactly what happened. But like, the story's at its best when it doesn't take itself seriously. Like, scenes of just the characters hang... Like, there's a scene where it's Zach, Rig, Mila, and Diego all just hang out in a little cafe together. Those are the best scenes!
Zach is amazing.
Yeah, Zach is brilliant in almost all of his scenes. One scene, another scene again with the ninja problem. Bass is wondering where Rig's gone and thinks the ninjas might be attacking him again. And it's like, oh, cool! Bass is going to come across Hayate, who's been injured, and beat the heck out of Hayate. Or maybe he'll beat up Ryu Hayabusa sort of thing. But no, they wouldn't do that. Instead, for some reason, Bass ends up finding Bayman, because Bayman goes to Bass and says, we're going to kill your friend.
I'm Bayman.
It's like, it makes no sense. It's like, why would you tell Bass, we're going to kill your friend? It's like, what was the reason to do that?
Because it's Bayman. He's kind of just a douche, let's be honest. I hate Bayman so much.
Yeah, I hate Zhang Li, and unfortunately he gets an awful lot of focus. That's actually kind of the worst part. Well, kind of the worst and kind of the better part. A lot of the characters are a lot better in this story mode than they are in Dead or Alive 5. Like, I'm actually really liking Lei Fang in this game.
Yeah.
And, stuff like that. Like, character-wise, they're pretty good. But I feel they kind of messed it up in how they did the tournament.
Yeah.
Because they kind of hyped up Elliot an awful lot in how he's mastered Jianku and has gotten a lot stronger, and he still doesn't get past the sort of top 8 sort of thing.
That was a bit weird.
Yeah, just like Zhang Li, they kind of mentioned that he's like de-spirited and all that, and he still gets to the finals, but he doesn't win, which I do appreciate. It's actually really cool what they do, but it's also at the same time, it's like this could be. Oh yeah, I only get temporary, don't I?
Yeah.
Oh well. I'm happy for this one. To be fair, at least you're powered up.
Omelette.
Yay.
Thank you, game.
You kind of stole my thing there. Oh no, L?
No, it's my Joy-Con's disconnected.
Oh. Okay.
Because press B. We can't go.
Oh, Beetle.
Oh, Beetle. It's busted. The most broken AI ally you can have in this game is Beetle.
Yeah. Actually, I'll use Beetle for a bit, because it's not as busted when anyone else uses Beetle.
Yeah. I mean, it's still pretty busted.
Because the CPU can use Beetle super well. But yeah, there's lots of bits.
Milk!
There's lots of bits to Dead or Alive the story mode that I've been enjoying. A lot of the characters are a lot of fun in the story mode, but I've realised that just all the best part is before the tournament actually begins, before the major plot. It's just them hanging out.
Yeah. Just
random interactions. And it's like, if I was to establish with Neo Tengu as scenes where she's just interacting with the ninjas, I'd find her a really boring character.
Yeah.
Neo Tengu hanging out with Brad, though, or, tricking Lei Fang and a bunch of other characters to go looking for a treasure chest.
Yeah.
Which actually has a giant tentacle monster guarding it. Okay.
Oh, I can attack as well.
Me? Oh, that wasn't me charging up that, was it?
That was you.
Yeah, this is actually a terrible charge attack, by the way. In fact, I am a terrible character to be in front, actually, for this. Oh, good, I can stop it in front. Because I just
charge attack's the same with everyone.
No, I mean, but my thing is just a standard shot.
Oh,
yours
yeah.
is ice shot.
I want that.
But Neo Tengu, you know, interacting with the other characters, she gets to be a lot more fun and interesting.
Yeah.
You know, the ninjas are super boring for most of the scenes.
Do I have anyone that can cut?
I don't think so. Unless Beetle can cut. No.
Well.
Guess not. Like they, you know, they also kind of set up lots of. Well, they set up cool.
I've got ice.
Oh.
The roach's primary element of ice.
Ah well. Oh yeah, I need a car.
And shiny gold.
To be fair, later I'm going to get sword anyway.
You are, yeah. You just get to be better sword for that.
There we go. That would be a lot easier.
I can't hit it from that angle because you've put me in a room.
Yes. And you know, again, well, Dead or Alive 5 last round did it. Or Dead or Alive 5 did it interesting in having Kazumi kind of not have to play a part until towards the end, and that was interesting. It doesn't work when you do it a second time in a row, though. You know?
Yeah.
The story mode is set out better, but still in kind of a way where it's making me think that, oh gosh, please, why won't you just do a traditional arcade mode with character story sort of thing?
We need fire and can't pick up in a side.
There we go. Sorry, what was I saying about? Yeah, you know, so it doesn't work well when you do it a second time. It's just kind of like you're forgetting your main character here.
Yeah.
But yeah, all the best things happen just having the characters interact on a casual basis.
Yeah.
The moment they try to go back to the serious plot and, again, focusing on the ninjas, is the moment it all gets weak, it all plays out for the worst.
Dogs, shush. What a shame.
They've been non-stop today. I mean, on the plus side, it's good that Vanilla's barking again. Thought we locked him out of that room anyway. Yeah, so it's interesting things. What?
I didn't lock him out.
Oh. So it's interesting, you know, because like the way they do the story mode in Dead or Alive 5, you know had each of the characters in a row.
Yeah.
In this game, you have the characters bit by bit when they're relevant to the story. But to me, that kind of feels... It's kind of annoying having to... Because the story gets rather scattered and splintered. Not as bad as Dead or Alive 5... Well, Dead or Alive 5's problem... I do love that when you connect clash swords together. There's a little effect there. Like that. Yeah, what was it? Gosh. This is just such a cluster muck. Yeah, when you,
Probably doesn't help that I'm, you know, summoning the...
Yeah.
Oh, this is...
Yeah, you'll be able to break the towers when they actually drop down, but... At the moment he does that, he will bonk down, get himself stuck.
Honestly, I'm not used to him getting that.
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
You can do that. Well, I forgot to do a King Dedede, but you can do that.
Meme Night. It's your new name. You're Meme Night.
But yeah, like, it kind of just feels like to me they should have just gone with the arcade sort of structure. You know, you pick your character, you explore their story, maybe kind of Sonic Adventure-esque style. There's a lot you wouldn't know because you're following that character specifically.
Yeah.
But then you just play through the other characters to understand the things that you didn't see happening.
Kind of like BlazBlue.
Yeah.
Except BlazBlue never made sense because they were all linked but not linked and all true but not true.
Yep.
BlazBlue was a incoherent mess.
Ah, Jamba Heart. Or
Yeah.
Jambastion.
Well, that was
But
probably an entire city gone.
But it's kind of interesting in that there's lots of high points, and it's always when they don't take themselves seriously. And it's funny because the way the story kind of works like that, it's kind of how the game also reflects in terms of how it gets received. The moment it takes itself seriously, it goes for the worse.
Yeah.
The more it's more silly, goofy fun, bigging up its whole fan service theme and all that, is when it's more fun.
Yeah.
It's never really going to be established as the serious fighter. Other games already kind of fill in those markets. And it's already got such an established theme that people aren't going to look past it anymore.
Yeah. Oh, that's just a douche move.
And, yeah, we're quite aware of that. We got him on our team. So, yeah, so that's, it wasn't quite as well put together as I wanted to say. There's lots of highlights. The Neo Tengu and Brad Wong having a drinking session together was a ton of fun. It's just most of the scenes with Neo Tengu. Of course, just about any scene with Zack is also a lot of fun. But, it's just literally, if you get Ryu Hayabusa Hayate Ayane sort of in a scene, it's like suddenly becomes a lot more boring.
Yeah.
And the tournament also isn't as well done because in Dead or Alive 5, you got to see how the eight fire tournament actually played out. Who won against who?
Yeah.
In this one, you don't know who won against who. You know one or two matches of who won against who, but you don't get to learn how the final two challenges actually get to the finals. Who did they defeat?
Bit
sort of
weird.
thing. There was apparently like 16 fighters in the tournament, but I know Hanoka and Marios didn't actually get there in time because the actual Doatech missed plot happening.
Yeah.
And it's like, who are the other fighters? Who did they get against? How did this character get to the semi-finals and stuff like that? I mean, it's funny. The person who wins the tournament, you don't actually do a single fight in the tournament with them until the finals. And I got to admit, they did do a good plot twist because his finals is against Zhang Li, but you play his finals against Zhang Li. In the Zhang Li section of the sort of chart, you go to click on Zhang Li, you do the first round, and it's like Zhang Li seemingly won, and the character gets up to continue fighting, and you suddenly swap Diego, the new character, the Mexican fighter. He wins the tournament.
That's cool.
I'm just glad it isn't Zhang Li again because he's an asshole.
Yeah.
He's better done here because he's actually got some character development.
Yeah.
And he's kind of gone into a depressed state, but then again, they don't reflect that as well as they should have. Because he still does too well in the tournament. Like Lei Fang, before the tournament, beat the heck out of Zhang Li because he's not actually taking anything seriously.
Yeah.
Because he's fallen into that sort of...
But then he still
ends up winning in the actual tournament itself, though.
Yeah.
Despite how Lei Fang, before the tournament, beat the heck out of him with no problem.
That's called bad writing.
But yeah. Cheer everyone!